Hey there.
Howdy, bitch.
How's it going?
How you dirt?
Welcome to Coming Up for Air, an introspective podcast. I'm your co-host, Jaxon.
I'm your co-host, Brendan.
And today, we're going to be talking about being done dirty. This ranges...
Straight unpacking trauma today, man.
This ranges from everything from like being cheated on, recovery, how to handle bad arguments, homie betrayal, being ghosted, and baggage and all that types of stuff. So we're gonna cover a spectrum. But first, before we hit our check-in, real quick, we know we missed last week.
Yeah, it's been rough. You boy caught COVID or something. I came down with something. I mean, I tested negative, but I was fucked for like 3 or 4 days.
It's basically been a bad mixture of a lot of things happening.
Yeah, it's just a lot of bad shit happening after another. But, you know, we're back. We're here.
Yeah. But other than that, let's hit a check-in. Martin?
Yeah, man, I wanted to talk about the new X film that it just dropped. I think it's called From His Own Voice or something like that. Hold on, let me look at it. I'm watching it right now. In His Own Words, XXX, 2022. And it's from, I believe, Fader was the company that interviewed him and like tagged along. And it's like never before like seeing footage and like shit like that of like from start where Look at Me blew up, which was 2017, 2018. Look at Me blew up and he was getting out of jail. And as he was getting out of jail, that shit blew up. So, like, imagine going in jail as a kind of somebody, right? And then you get out of jail and you're literally the most talked about fucking human being on the planet. You're going to come out of jail. Like, bro got in the car and, like Googled his name. He was like, I'm gonna Google my name and see what pops up. And it says it. Jaxon Dion, American hip hop artist or rapper, also known as XXX. Famous song "Look at Me Now." He's in the car. He's like, "Oh shit!" He's like, "Oh, like they're talking about me." Like he looked at his SoundCloud and shit like that. And like, obviously, for those of you who don't know, X for me is like, there's like J. Cole and then like X right here. I don't give a fuck what your list is. Fuck your list. This is mine. And a lot of people think like, oh, like, you could talk your shit, whatever about X. X's entirety in existence for me is what made me like appreciate and love who that motherfucker was. Because for me, like X went from like, he was the epitome of, y'all want a villain, I'm gonna give it to you, and then completely realized that like he says it in the film, like he's like, I've put so much negative energy out there. He was like, my goal now with all the fucking kids and shit that I have raging out and listening to my music and like basically sharing my pain, he's like, I'm now going to turn something that as negative as I did into a positive. And like it got to a point where he was like, he finally like, I guess woke up, you know what I mean? And was like, I just want to be able to impact people. Like he even says it. He was like, no one talks about the kids who, in his own words in this video, he says, no one talks about the 16-year-old kid, white boy, who, I guess he didn't describe, I guess he said 16-year-old kid, little dick, no money, who lives in a trailer park. He was like, no one ever talks to that kid. No one ever likes that kid who's unattractive, And he was like, why doesn't nobody make no music about them? Like, why doesn't nobody makes music for those people? He was like, if you're happy and you already have your shit like figured out, he was like, I have nothing to offer you. He was like, you can listen to my music if you want, by all means. I don't care. He was like, the music I make is for people who are sad and not enlightened in their own head to find out that like self-enlightenment is happiness, to know who you are, to believe who you are, and like have confidence in who you are. And he was like, I make like music for those people. He was like, that I give them my pain for them to survive. He was like, as I did. He was like, I always used my favorite artist. I always used, music for me to survive growing up. And I don't know, it kind of got to a point where, like, obviously all this bad shit, like, is attached to X's name, but so is all this, like, impactful shit. Like, he's one of few artists who really, like, if a kid went commenting under, like, bro, I'm about to kill myself, like, you're the only person in this world who could save me type shit, he would literally probably DM them and be like, bro, what's your number? Like, let's FaceTime, bro. You know what I mean? Like, he, even as big as he got before he died, he died because he didn't have security around him. Like, everyone after even said, like, bro, he just thought he was a normal ass human being. Like, he wasn't a rock star to the world. He was like X was just a normal ass dude who made music for people who fucking are depressed and are suffering in this world. You know what I mean? And it sucks to see that he got taken before he could fully, like, do the 180. You know what I mean? Like, he was at, like, 150. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Before, like, because people were really starting to catch on and be like, yeah, like, I mean, they kind of knew it before. Like, obviously, like, if you really paid attention to, like, him basically screaming for help in all his music and, like, him explaining, like, if you just listen to any of the interviews or any of the shit that he fucking put out, like, you know, like, obviously, like, that's, like, it's a hurt person. You know what I mean? That's someone who deals with a lot of shit. You know what I mean? And that's the type of music he made for those people. So I don't know. Like I told you before this, that anytime I hear any new X content or anytime I hear, like, rehear an old interview, whether it be like with him and Ski or him on No Jumper, like his first interview, and it's always like at the moments that I need to hear it. You know what I mean? It's always like a reminder of, like, you know, like, X letting you know, like, you're fucking up, dog, but if you need to cry, like, we can cry it out together. You know what I mean? You're gonna get back on your shit, because he was like the type of he was like, no one gave a fuck about Jaxon Onfoy or his feelings or what the fuck he had going on or what he grew up with. Everyone now wants to micromanage, record, and date every single thing that XXX does. He was like, my opinion matters. It's respected. He was like, I walk around and people know who the fuck I am. He was like, Jaxon was a little bitch, basically, and X is the complete opposite. He said Jaxon was weak, X was the complete opposite. You know what I mean? So he had to basically create this alter ego to save, like, his other self type shit. You know what I mean? Because he knew that, you know, Ja wasn't going to do anything. You know what I mean? And it's like, to see someone so split in the mind and, like, see how driven somebody can be and see how, like, no matter what, adversity wise, like, I'm gonna say this and it's gonna happen, and it happens. There's very few people in the world that can do that shit. You know what I mean? Which is why I have, like, my sleeve for him and shit like that, and, like, why I believe in who he was as a person. You know what I mean? I don't know, but rest in peace to my dude, bro. One of the greatest to ever do. It's 110%. Stand by that. Went on a little tangent, my bad.
You're good, man. I'm going to talk about God of War.
What a nice flip. You know what I mean?
Yeah, new God of War came out. Ragnarok. It's obviously been a minute since our last episode, but it's pretty tight. Pretty good. Pretty fun.
What's your favorite part so far?
Slight spoilers. It's not huge, but getting the new weapon was very pog. And then probably fighting Thor, because you do that in the first, like, 5 minutes of game.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah. And that's also very poggers.
Yeah, that's fire. That's fucking lit. You might need to let me play God of War.
It's pretty cool. It's a good time. I've been streaming it, the whole thing, like I did with the last one. And it's funny because I realized whenever I was going to hit go live for the day it dropped, it was almost a year exactly from when I beat God of War 100%.
Oh, what a thug.
Timing. Yeah, it was, like, crazy for me. I was like, that's wild, dude. And then it was weird because I had, like, one of those moments where I like looked back and I was like, dude, a year ago feels so long.
Yeah, you look at like where you were a year ago.
Well, I look at where I was. I look at like all this shit that's kind of happened in this time span. And like that's something kind of for us to talk about off cam, because there's some stuff that like kind of hit me of like, damn, like all this shit in the span of this year. And then it all rounds off with more God of War is kind of like crazy for me, because I think that there's been a lot of personality change in slight ways for me over the past year, and a lot of different mentalities that have entered, you know, and then we started the podcast, and there's been a lot of like pivots, you know.
Yeah.
But
a lot of growing pains.
Yeah, definitely. And I started uploading all the VODs to YouTube, broken down into like hour segments for episodes, because I want to try and be a lot better about like my content creation and posting on YouTube and stuff. And then I've been getting like a little reinvigorated when it comes to like writing and stuff. So I'm trying to work on another script for something, see if I can get that going. But, and then whenever I do beat this, I want to do a cool like homage video of like, because I saved the VOD from when the stream that I beat God of War. Yeah. So whenever I beat this, obviously it'll all be uploaded to YouTube on the cyberspace. But taking clips from both of them and then kind of like cutting them together, and then like having either a video essay or like, you know, whatever I end up doing, it'd be very cool.
It'd be hot. It'd be some hot shit.
Yeah. But that's kind of where I'm at, what I've been on.
God of War, yeah.
Yeah, been a lot of God of War. Still playing Overwatch here and there in my free time. Built a homie a PC.
Yeah.
Joe.
Yeah.
Built that for him.
How's that going for him?
Pretty good. He's we played Overwatch together. Not bad.
Is he playing mouse and key?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
You just hop straight into it?
Yeah.
Nice.
Kind of got it. I was like, oh, he's playing a little bit of Valorant right now.
Oh.
Yeah. He's playing Modern Warfare.
That's so fun, dude.
Yeah.
That Warzone.
Everything.
That Warzone is so fun, dude. Like proximity chat. I really want you to just experience what it is.
I've seen the clips. It seems like it'd be fun.
I really want you.
I need to be God of War.
Yeah, you need to hurry up and do that. What's your death count at?
Above 420. So it's like 429, 430.
Blaze that shit.
Sheesh. When I was at the rave, there was a guy in our apartment complex. We were chilling outside, just vibing. And he goes, "Ladies and gentlemen, I have a request for you all. If you would, please direct your attention to your watches or phones. Look at the time. You know what to do." We all look at our phones. It's 4:20. And then we just hear a bunch of people in the apartment complex. Yeah.
I need to live in that apartment complex. Sounds like a bunch of my people.
I was like, that's crazy.
That sounds like a fantastic time.
It's a really funny way to do it, too. I was like,
what a fucking thug.
What a way to announce 420.
Yeah. What a fucking goated.
Anyway, it's been a week.
It has indeed been a week.
So let's hit it. Let's hit a main topic. So, dude, I don't even know where to start with being done dirty. Brennan, what does being done dirty mean?
Man. Yeah, I don't even know where to start with this, bro. In what aspect? Give me like a lane.
Just like if the homie walks up to you and he's like, "Dude, I was done dirty." Like,
okay, so I would say like, yo, like who fucked you over, or
yeah.
like who? Because for me, like, okay, so I guess being fucked over would be like any type of like breach of trust, just getting fucked over in general, like you said earlier, like cheating.
Yeah, it's, fool me once.
You got me. That's about it.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice. The fool can't get fooled again.
Yeah, at this point, I'm on 2. We're not getting any no. Absolutely not.
So here's
chop and let it rain on you.
Oh my god. Every now and then somebody will talk to me about listening to the podcast, and they'll be like, yeah, no, I'll listen to the podcast, but I always feel like I'm missing out because you guys will laugh randomly about things that are happening in person, so like I have to watch the YouTube version.
Damn straight. Hell yeah, that's the whole point.
Like, why not both? Help my analytics. Help,
please.
So let's start there. Let's start with getting cheated on. I think that it's a dicey convo, because here's the thing. I think universally, for the most part, people are like, that's bad. That's not cool.
I had to learn the hard way. I was a piece of shit in high school. I'm going to say it like right off rip. Like, I definitely made stupid ass decisions, and I cheated on my ex-girlfriend in high school.
Yeah.
But the person who I was back then and all the shit that I had to learn about respecting.
Yeah, you're not your worst mistakes.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And about respecting, like, actually what it is to respect a woman and, like, treat a woman, and what it is to be in a relationship and all that fun shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I don't believe in the once a cheater, always a cheater. I think that's cap.
Let's kind of start with how society kind of deems it, which is, I think it's a spectrum, like most things in life, where there's people who are kind of like, which are a rare breed, which is the like, cheating's fine, cheating's whatever.
Yeah, that shit is crazy.
Which is very rare, and usually those people are more like, it's not cheating because we're in a polyamorous relationship. We're like, all cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the spectrum, and then it kind of like dips down to where it's like, cheating's not cool. Don't do it. Ain't chill, man.
Yeah.
And then it's like, I will scorch earth every cheater, and they will be taken to hell by me personally.
And those people are like, even if you look at another woman, it's like cheating. It's like, all right, bro, you need to pump the brakes.
Yeah, I think that's also kind of a sliding gauge, but like, because there are definitely people who are like, if you cheat on me, dead to me.
Yeah.
But until you show me that, we're cool. Even as homies.
Oh, yeah, I feel you.
They're like, you're a cheater, dead to me. And then there are people who are like, you cheated, and it wasn't on me, but it was on your girl, and that's fucked, and you're not cool, man. But like, we're still homies. You didn't really do me dirty.
Yeah, so but that is okay. So we're gonna say this off for it, bro.
Oh,
if you got a whole gang, right, and she got a girl, or
talking about cheating is like more dangerous in my opinion than talking about politics.
Oh, absolutely. Because okay, so listen, right. So if you got a gang, right, and he or she, right, is doing some things that they probably shouldn't do, at this point, let them know, like, bro, that's probably not the coolest thing you could do. At that point, let the bitch go. Let the dude go. Let them
break up with them.
Break up with them, bro. Like, for what? You know what I mean? And I get, like, it kind of boils down into the whole, like, people have, like, this security blanket when they get comfortable with people, and they don't know how to let people go. And for all you...
Contentment is poison.
For all you dumb motherfuckers who are like... I was one of these dumb motherfuckers.
It's also, the common argument is also, like, I don't want to hurt them.
Yeah, and like
you're hurting them more.
Yeah, like that shit to me is crazy, bro. Like, I think my biggest thing that I've learned with getting done dirty and getting fucked over is like, perfect example, right? If you got a homie, right? If me and Jaxon are homies, right? And Jaxon likes his girl, Jackson's fucking with this girl, right? And he's feeling her. And obviously, you know, she's homies with the gang, blah, 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 mutuals, yada, yada. If I start to see that this girl is now feeling me, right? And for whatever happens, yada, yada, boom, boom, boom. Me personally, I'm going to go to my boy and I'm going to go, she for the streets, you need to let her go right now. That is the best way to do it as a homie. I don't care if you a girl. I don't care if you a dude. If you see something slide and then let that shit slide, you're op. You're an op. 110%. You're an op. You are now preying on your homie's downfall wholeheartedly, bro. Just be a fucking homie. Yo, don't fuck with that person.
Yeah, I mean, like, don't. Yeah,
you know what I mean. I mean, don't get me wrong. As a homie, you shouldn't be fucking with that person in the first place. But
yeah,
even if those feelings come across from that, you know, girl, boy, whatever it is, you should be like, yo, like, I'm gonna be honest with you. They said this, blah, blah, blah. Just be honest with it. You know what I mean? And then if they just don't give a fuck about them anymore, then you can go do your thing. But I mean, also, honestly, ask. Because I'll tell you what, 9 times out of 10, dudes, they don't do this, but they should. Because I feel like dudes wouldn't care. But I know it's different on the other side because I've talked to, like, Taryn about it and shit like that. But, like, Taryn's also a dog, so.
A little bit.
Like, she's also the type of person, like, if a homegirl came up and was like, yo, you mind if I fuck with she gonna be like, that ain't nobody to me. Like, go ahead, do your thing. Like, that's nobody to me. You know what I mean? And I feel like if people had that reaction more, like, people so territorial of another human being, when 9 times out of 10, that ain't even your human being, bro. That's everybody else's human being.
My God.
You know what I mean? Like,
I do want to say, like, we brought it up very briefly, but, like, that is another form of being done dirty, is the, like,
the homie.
No.
Oh.
The I don't want to hurt this person, so I'm just gonna ride this out.
Yeah, like, that shit kills me, bro.
Is the mindset of, like, I don't really know if I should be with this person, but I'm gonna write it out because I don't want to be responsible for that.
But you know how
I don't want to hurt this person.
You know how better off everyone would be if everyone was just straight up honest with each other about, like, what they were looking for, what they were trying to do.
Yes and no.
Well, because you got these people who are like, first of all, we need to grow up as, like, human beings. We need to grow the fuck up.
I think our last podcast episode was about being sensitive.
Grow the fuck up. You know what I mean? We're adults. Everybody got some fucking needs. Everybody wants to bust a nut. All right? Off rip. All right? Get over it. All right? You want to bust a nut. I'm trying to bust a nut. Everyone's trying to bust a nut. Get the fuck over it. It's part of human.
All I think about is, did I tell you about the story about my teacher saying bust a nut?
No. I'm scared now.
It was basically, it boils down to, teacher is like, man, like, bust a nut's a dumb term. Like, I think whenever I hear bust a nut, I think somebody being, like, so angry, like they're gonna break a nut. Like, I'm just so mad, I'm gonna bust a nut. Let me tell you, man, I think about it every single time somebody says the term bust a nut. I'm just like, man, I'm just so angry I could bust a nut. And I'm like, man, you have no context of why this is so funny, but also, like, oh, dude, it's so golden.
How old was he?
He was older.
Oh, okay.
He had gray hair.
I was going to say, I can imagine, like, an older man saying that.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, regardless, grow the fuck up. You know what I mean? Like, if you're a human being and you're genuinely just trying to, obviously, like, pipe, not everybody is just going to be like, yo, I'm down to pipe. You know what I mean? You might find a couple who's just like, that's very, to me, that's very rare. I know a couple people that is like, shout out to them, gang. Yeah, not Jaxon. It's okay. Jackson's a very loyal man. Don't worry.
What is happening in this episode?
Pero,
¿Cómo se dice?
what am I trying to say here?
I don't fucking know.
Where was I going with this? Oh, being honest. Yeah, bro. If you're just trying to bust, shit, let them know what's up. But that also entails, like, you have to actually, like, kind of, like, put some effort into, like, a human being and, like, trying to get the point in which two people have, like, equally come to terms of, like, fucking. You got to be like,
you're telling me that I can't just walk up to my local maidens and be like, you, vagina, dick, now.
Well, obviously now, but a lot of people literally think it. I feel like a lot of people, and we both know a lot of people who just think it's like that.
Homie walking up like, damn, shawty, I'm trying to be like Shia LaBeouf and getting them holes.
Wow, he really thought he did something with that one.
That's a reference to the Disney movie Holes, based off the book. Damn, shawty, sheesh.
I hope you cut that out.
I won't. You know I won't.
That's the most cringy shit I've ever heard about.
That's why it's staying in.
My whole body just fucking ached right now.
I got the achy knees. I think that also applies though to whenever you're actually in a relationship for a long time and you want to cut it off and you're just like,
yeah, because obviously you invest so much time into somebody, and like obviously that's like,
dog, I'm gonna say it for the one time, and this is for my fuckers in the back. All right, breaking up or having a relationship go shit sideways is not a waste of time. You did not waste time on a person. That is not how it equates or works. You still gained a lot of memories, a lot of life experience, and a lot of things from a relationship. Because I guarantee you, you take those things into the future, or you still have moments from those times that are positive. And if they're mostly negative, those are still learning points. So don't act like you just like, I wasted all this time. Bitch, you weren't with them 24/7.
Yeah, that's true. I hate the whole like.
It's such a pessimistic way to view a breakup or like a end of an era, quote unquote.
Yeah.
On something that is already inherently negative, and it'll cause you to drag out your feelings about this situation that you're in way longer than it needs to be.
Yeah, because I came out of mine at first I was angry as fuck at everybody, bro. And like I think we've talked about it before. Like Jaxon can vouch for me. I was like yeah, bro. I literally just felt like the world should just be at my fucking beneath my feet at that point. I was just, that's the start of my God complex. And then it has slowly turned into like me appreciating for what had happened. Because I learned,
because you're better than that.
Well, and not only that, it's like I owe this person so much, but it's not even like in a positive term. I owe this person so much of my life because they taught me everything that I never want. Like wholeheartedly, bro. like and
blast that shit.
and that was like, I think that was my biggest turning moment is like. And it's funny now because I'll still tell this person, like, bro, I owe you so much. Like, thank you.
And they don't know why.
And they're like, oh, like, you know, it's the same.
Hey. They can't see me fully standing up because I'm pretty sure I zoomed in too much, but.
Fuck it, dog. And I think that's the best part.
Full flappers, dude.
Yeah, bro. I think that's the best part is because, like, I genuinely did learn that, like.
That's some me shit.
No, because, like, real life, bro, like, it's some real big brain shit. Like, you really, like, for me, because obviously I came at it as, like, why did this happen? I did everything. And then I was just like, all right, bet.
I did do everything.
I was like, I'm not the problem. I was like,
so true, Betsy.
I was like, wait a minute, time out. Right. And it finally clicked. And I was like, well, I mean, like, don't get me wrong. I don't want to say it. I wasn't the problem as in like fucking suck my own tit. You know what I mean? But it's like, for me, it's more of like I wasn't the issue. Not only because I didn't think so, but because I had everybody else who saw it from the outside go, dog, you're not in the wrong. I promise you, you need to just walk away and really start worrying about you. You know what I mean? And it was like at that point, like I finally realized that like.
And on that topic, I do want us to talk about how to handle things gracefully. How do you handle getting done dirty gracefully? Whether it be you getting cheated on or you like...
There's levels to it, dog.
Yeah.
You go through like... it's almost like withdrawal symptoms. There's like levels to like your...
I believe you mean it's like grief.
That. There's like at first like the almost like in denial of like, yo, I can't believe this shit fucking happened, dog.
No, it literally is because...
You know what I mean?
Grief is just another expression of dealing with loss. And a relationship or a partnership of any kind is still a loss.
For me, it was like the levels went like in denial, like, nah, this shit ain't true. Like, nah, I'm fucking tripping, bro. Like, I'm crazy, bro. And then it went into
bargaining,
realizing me having to beat the shit out of myself in my own head, cut the cord, to being on my bathroom floor, fucking gasping for air and crying my eyes out and being absolutely heartbroken, to just being angry as fuck at the world, blaming everybody else for my issues, blaming everybody else for everything that goes wrong in my life, to realizing I got put in the best situation possible for me because I realized what I have to offer somebody and realized that person probably lost the only person who's going to care about them the way I did. You know what I mean?
So to answer my question, skip all the steps but 1 and 2, or 1 in the end. To handle things gracefully is really hard because we're obviously very emotional creatures,
very easily too,
and everything can set you off, and
especially based off of like how you've came up, and like also here's another thing, sir. I'm saying this for all the fuckers in the back, right? Just because you have trauma and just because you have shit going on in your life does not give you the right or excuse to be a fucking terrible human being.
Why does this feel like you're directing it at me?
I wouldn't direct it at you. I would tell you, Jaxon, listen.
No, it's just because your hand's on my shoulder.
No, I know, but it's just because it's like, I wanted to say it the way you said it. Pero like, ¿cómo
se dice? Don't be a dick.
Basically, bro, like, bro, everyone's got trauma. Everyone's gone through some shit. Everyone has some fucking baggage. There's like no line that's like, oh, because I was treated like that. That was my excuse. Because I was treated like absolute pure dog shit, I'm going to treat everybody else like dog shit.
Yeah. 2 wrongs don't make a right. Doing a bad because a bad was done to you doesn't make you a good person. It makes you a bad person.
Yeah, and I was just like, don't get me wrong. I've like found the middle ground because there are some people who need to get shit on.
Get shit on.
And like get humbled, you know what I mean? But those call for like very rare moments in life. But for the most part, it's like, obviously don't let nobody walk all over you, but don't go around thinking that everyone is beneath you. Like everyone bleeds the same. Like, I don't know. It's
the easiest thing to do whenever you get done dirty and to kind of like move forward is literally just like forgive them. And it sucks because it's the last thing you want to do. You want to be angry. You want to have a reason to not have them in your heart or care about them. But the moment that you're willing to kind of be like, you know what? I'm not.
It's easier. It's easier letting it go and forgiving than it is holding on to so much fucking anger and pain.
Because the more that you do that, the more, and it's not, this is not going to be good wording because it's not the mindset you should have unless you're like clear headed at a point where you're not being done dirty and like not trying to grieve with this type of thing, but it's letting them win. And
it honestly, it's not even letting them win because I had the same conversation with said person, and it was like, because obviously after everything had happened recently, you know, for whatever reason, it was like I was told like, oh, I'm glad that you don't have any resentment like in your tone or like towards me. And for me, it's like, I'm killing you with kindness, bro. You should feel fucking honored to even think, like, for me to even be speaking to you. You know what I mean? Like, for me, I've now realized that it's still not healthy for me to even be in contact with said person because the ease of access that I still allow that person.
Yeah.
And like I do it subconsciously because I did it for so long that like it's almost like a flip of a switch. You know what I mean? And I've gotten better about it. But like that person does not deserve any type of ease of like that person should be crawling through broken glass and jumping through flaming hoops to fucking talk to me. And unless you're not doing that, do me a favor and fucking kick rocks. You know what I mean?
Speaking of people who are kicking rocks, people who don't really deserve to be back in your life. How do you deal with being ghosted? This is a very modern, recent issue, I feel like.
Yeah, a lot of people, like, I'm honestly guilty of it. I'm very guilty of it.
I also feel like it gets misused. I feel like there's a lot of people as of late who, and maybe they just don't know. Maybe they don't know that shit went poorly and they were being really fucking dicked.
Yeah.
But then they're like, then they ghosted me. But in the last conversation that they had, they were very apparent of like, I don't think this is going to work.
Yeah. And it's like, no, you just...
They cut the cord. They said like, no, I think I'm good.
Yeah.
And they're just like, they ghosted me.
That's got to get cut. For sure. Yeah, that's for sure getting cut. No, but I feel you on...
You had to be there.
I feel you in that aspect. Yeah, I feel like so right, if for me, I'm a big person on like at this point in my life, if someone decides to leave my life, or if someone like if honestly one day someone was like, yo, I'm hella talking to you, yada yada, jibba jibba, you know what I mean? And then the next day, fucking nothing. I'm at this point now in my life where I will literally close the door behind you, dog. And I think it's rough, obviously, when it's like when you put time and effort into somebody and then all of a sudden they just disappear. Like, obviously, yeah, you want an explanation. Nobody owes you shit in this world, dog. And I'm letting you know
But you
that.
also don't know anybody shit.
Exactly. Which is why you...
It's a two-way stream.
Yeah, which is why if someone willingly just stops talking to you, 9 times out of 10, people like playing games, right? Some people do the fucked up part. They'll ghost just to see if someone will keep texting them.
Chase.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
They'll get a chase.
Yeah, some people like
the
the
chase.
chase.
Right now, I'm not going to chase.
Don't be... You know what? And then they go, hey, bro, you haven't texted me in a little bit. Yada, yada. Yeah, bro, you stopped talking to me.
You didn't answer. You didn't text me. You didn't talk back to me.
Yeah, bro, like, I'm cool off you, bro. Like,
I asked you if you wanted to get tacos, and then you just dipped.
yeah, exactly. Like, for me, it's like, even if it's like homies or anything like that, like, even with your close friends, like, there's times where, like, I would advise if anyone listens to this episode, if you have homies who you don't, or kind of like questioning about, like 50-50 on if they care about you yet, stop talking to them for like a week. See if they see how long it takes for them to text you, or like, hey, bro, are you good? Yada, yada, I haven't heard from you, yada, yada. And if they don't, that's not your homie.
Hold up.
If I didn't text you for a week and a half, you're going to tell me you didn't?
We didn't talk for 2 weeks.
Yes, we did. Like here and there.
No.
Yes.
Okay, this is also getting cut. But brother,
don't get me wrong.
It's hard because I think I'm the person who's bad at texting, and I know I am. I'm the person who's bad at reaching out.
Yeah,
I will eventually.
Yeah, but you usually have those people like, hey, did I do anything to you? Or like, hey, like, are we good? And then you're like, yeah, I've just been busy. And then people like to get butthurt because they think that you're capping.
But then how do you decide that? How can you tell the difference? Because you just said...
Well, yeah, because for me, if I ask somebody, like, if someone dips out and then... Okay, so say if I really do care about that person, right? And I do make the effort of like, hey, bro, are we good? Like, did I do anything? And then they're like, yeah, we're good. And then I'll be like, okay, cool. Most people get butthurt and they're like, are you sure? I feel like I did something. That's their own insecurity and them getting in their own head. Grow the fuck up. Build a bridge or dig a hole, but get over it or under it.
Why are we're so heated this episode.
Fuck.
We're so mean.
I told you, bro.
He's gonna be like, dude, Coming Up for Air.
Who hurt them?
Coming Up for Air was a pretty good podcast, and then episode 26 hit, and they're just different.
Who hurt them? Everybody.
Speaking of people who hurt us, Brendan, I want to talk about baggage.
I love you guys. Thank you for everybody who's fucked me over in my life. I hope you guys are doing great.
I don't support parasocial relationships.
Okay.
Speaking of baggage.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about baggage.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about you.
No, it's okay. It's a one person thing. It's fine.
This podcast sucks.
Fuck you.
So, just a full on brawl. So, when you bring baggage into a relationship, or when you're entering a new relationship, be it a friendship, a relationship, or just any type of social,
a situationship,
it's any type of social dynamic. How do you handle bringing baggage in?
I mean, you're gonna do it regardless.
Yeah,
but
No, go ahead.
No, go ahead. You go first.
I want to specify really quick. There's a difference between I haven't dealt with my past relationship. I haven't dealt with what has happened, and I'm still not over. I still haven't dealt with some of the shit, and I just have baggage from this relationship. Those are two different things. They're baggage, but one of those is very different.
Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead. How do you deal with that?
First off, there's a good amount of group of people in this world that genuinely can't be alone. Like, they're like just dependent ass motherfuckers, and they need to have like somebody around to like feed, whether it be attention, love, whatever it be. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of people look for that because 9 times out of 10 people don't want to face the shit that they have to within themselves. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of the shit that somebody goes out and look for in somebody else is because they haven't gotten it themselves, whether it be from their parents, their peers, siblings, like whatever trauma you grow up with. A lot of people end up looking into it for some, like, through somebody else. You know what I mean? It's just what we do by nature, because when you experience that, the like serotonin and all that bullshit and all the levels, like, you're like, yo, this shit right here is it. You know what I mean? Don't get into a relationship if you haven't dealt with the shit that happened previously. And obviously, like, you're never going to be able to like completely get over it, because like you said, like, you make those memories, you make those times, like, you're going to get reminded of those people. There's going to be, you know,
there's
sad
still a part
days
of your life.
Yeah, like, there's going to be sad days where, like, it's okay to miss some, like, a lot of people think, like, oh, like, you miss your ex, or like, you miss, like, it's not a bad thing to miss somebody who at a good time, like, shit was good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I think that there's also levels that it's like, oh, you missed your ex who you dated for like 5 months, and it's like, oh, you missed your ex who you dated for 3 years.
Yeah.
It's like, there's things that I miss about this person.
Yeah.
Like, they were somebody who I was close enough to and was basically best friends with for 3 years.
Yeah, like, on a day-to-day basis, like, I was like cool with having
vibing with them.
Yeah, like, I was cool to have this person around me. And then, like,
so don't be that person. Don't be the one who's like, I don't know. I get a lot of flack because I've tried to be good friends with a lot of my exes, and I catch a lot of flack for that, because people are like, you just gotta move on. And it's like, it's not that I'm not moving on.
Yeah, it's that
these are people. Like,
yeah, and not only that, but you're at a point in your own headspace and like age and shit like that. All right, it's not even an age thing. You're at your own, like, you know, mindset where you know that you had at some point a very big relationship with this person. Obviously, like you said, they're still part of your life, but you know where boundaries are, and that's where some people don't know how to do that, is that like, they don't know how to draw those boundaries. They don't know how to like keep shit separated and like, hey bro, like, we're just homies, you know what I mean? Like, I know we had a history, but like, exactly, like, but like, we're
keep
just
it tight.
You know what I mean? Like, but yeah, don't be that person. Like, if you still fucking your ex, bro, like, don't hit nobody up, bro. Like, deal with grow the fuck up, deal with that shit, dog. Like, don't do that.
When it comes to relationships, and that can also be for things that, you know, are really negative that have happened, and that you, again, it's hard because there's such a distinct difference between like baggage and then trauma and things that are just kind of part of you now. And I think that it's just the willingness to hold on to it and the amount that it impacts you daily and you bring into that relationship. You know, if every other day I'm freaking the fuck out because of something that my ex did, or because like I'm still hung up on this one thing, right? That's not a good situation. That's baggage. Go into your next relationship with carry-ons, not baggage.
Yeah, because then them carry-ons can be dealt with. You know what I mean? If you have somebody who understands what healing is and what, like I hate how much we throw the word love around, but I guess like that's like the best way to, like, not really. I guess caring about somebody. You know what I mean? Like pure care and like just fucking.
I think
kindness.
we also got fucked up because of our job.
Yeah,
because Dutch.
Yeah. Fuck Dutch Bros.
You heard it here first.
Fuck Dutch Bros. Fucking. dog shit of ass.
That's gotta be like a special episode that we do. Is
bro, we're gonna unpack our Dutch
Justin
trauma.
On, we get Ryan.
Oh my god, I don't think Ryan would talk about it legally. I don't think he can.
We get Justin on, we get Nick on.
Yeah, that would be. But yeah, I mean, if you're dealing with baggage, deal with that shit. And if you have some carry-ons, hopefully you'll meet somebody who understands. Like, all right, bro, you been through some shit.
Everybody has.
Yeah, like
what was that? Sit on
down.
Papa's lap. Like what?
Yeah, bro. Sit down. Right. Let me rework your whole trauma situation, and let me show you what it's like to be actually fucking cared about. You know what I mean? Like when you have somebody where that shit just clicks. You know what I mean? And you like, oh shit, like people just know. You know what I mean? Where like that shit fucking clicks.
Yeah.
But I mean, not everyone's always gonna be like, even with that person who clicks, not everyone's always gonna be like in the same like time in their life where they're like, oh, I want this. You know what I mean? Which is what happened with, you know, my situation is like because I always like, everyone always asks me why like why you still fuck with them, or like why you still cool with them, and it's kind of like the same situation as like, for me, like there's that little piece of me that's like, I'm cool with them because of how quick it was. Like I felt I knew that person like my entire life type shit. You know what I mean? Just because of how quick it was and how like comfortable it was and shit like that. But then the other like 98% of me is like the big brother just standing over, just fucking no. You know what I mean? Like, don't do that shit.
Let's hit a pivot. How do you handle when an argument goes really bad? Because you can get done dirty in arguments. I think that the advice that I always give people is like, if you're getting heated,
take a breather.
Yeah, step back. Take 5.
Especially with the significant other, bro. Because if you say something that you don't mean, dog, you working for like a week and a half to 2 weeks to try and pull that shit back. You know what I mean?
Well, like
you're eating words.
It's not even just that. There's a layer of trust that goes into a relationship, and there needs to be a mutual understanding that there are certain things, certain lines that a person has personally of things that they have trusted you to tell and talk about, and that they want to be able to express with someone that they trust and care about.
Yeah.
And that'll be there to support them. And using that as ammunition
is fucked.
Yeah. Which is usually when the being done dirty happens. As somebody takes something that you've told them or felt confident in, or is something you are either vulnerable about or self-conscious, and they are aware of it, and they take it and turn it on you.
Yeah.
That is typically what I view an argument that has gone into you being done dirty.
Yeah.
How do you kind of deal with that? How do you deal with a situation where you are the done dirty?
Ooh. Okay, so I guess I would, for me, the way I used to combat that, I would like, even now, depending on who it is, I always give people a chance to like really realize what they said before I really unleash that shit. Cause okay, so my superpower, right? You're kind of like this. This is why me and you are like,
my
really,
superpower is anxiety.
I hate you. Our superpower, one of our superpowers, is that for some reason people feel the need to just spew up information or spew up drama or spew up just whatever the fuck's going on. And
smell that? It's tea.
Yeah, bro. Like for some reason, me and you are the people that people just feel like I'm gonna tell them everything.
Yeah. Hi, welcome to Starbucks.
You know what I mean? So like for me, like I always had like this like, bro, you really don't want to pick a fight with me, bro, because I'm going to air your shit out. And when I do, you not going to like me no more.
You said you don't even know what I know.
Bro, and that's my favorite part is playing dumb with people. Like, my favorite thing in the world is playing dumb with people.
Whenever a motherfucker walks up to you and be like, dude, I don't know, just some shit happened and it's not cool. And you're like,
tell me.
You're like, no, not even just when you're like, tell me. You're just like, dude, I'm sorry, man, that's tough. And you know that they fucked, like, it's not okay.
The situation is like, not good.
Yeah, it's bad. And you're just like, it'll be okay though, man. You know? And then they're like, no, dude, like, you don't get it. And I'm like, you know, but I know that it turns around. And like,
just start saying random shit. Yeah. I know the up's not left.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hey, you know what though? at least we're held down.
They'll be like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Gravity was invented. We're still on the ground.
I would actually punch you in the face if you said some shit like that to me.
Or you pivot hard and you go, hey, man, it's okay, dude. Savannah's not that upset that you cheated on her. And you just like completely hit it.
And everyone's just, I can't.
And the person just stares at you, just.
The gears turning in the head and everything.
What?
Yeah, bro. I mean, if you're not the type of person where you have your own ammo, I would advise you to start packing some. You know, don't use it, right? This is a shoot to be shot. You know what I mean? But you have to take
No,
this is the part where you get shot first. You know what I mean?
No.
I always for me, I know we said don't fight fire with fire, but there are just some instances.
I need to very specifically clarify. Brendan is talking about a situation where it is like, this bridge is burned. There's no recovering this. This person's an asshole, and it is done.
Oh yeah. I'm talking like extreme already.
Yeah, because you went from, hey, in a relationship.
Oh yeah, no, I'm just talking about like in the extreme sense, like where like, bro, fuck this person. Do yourself a favor and just pack a couple bullets in the back of the fucking back pocket so you can just let them fly. If you're actually trying to care about this person and that person just told you some real outlandish shit, and you're like, damn, I can't believe they said some shit like that. Yeah, like for me, it's always like I always give them like, yeah, like, you really want to do this right now? Like, you really trying to get into this right now? Like that? You know what I mean? Like, I always like, I try to give people that warning. And then if they're still at it, you know what my line is? I say, that's not fair. It's so subtle, but it lets, and it's the way I say it too, but like, it lets them know like, oh, I think I just did something wrong. Well, yeah, because you're also like the type of person, like,
I'm very calm.
Yeah, so like when so when something like that happens, like they know usually, but like for me, like, you see it in my face.
Oh yeah, no, I've seen it.
I get teed up real quick,
but
you know what I mean. And I'm like, I'm gonna give you one last chance before I let this shit fly.
I think it's funny because there was literally a situation not super long ago where it was like, I can tell, you can hear it in my voice, and if you can see my face, then you know that like you just said some shit that you shouldn't have said.
Yeah,
and like it's literally the like, that's not fair. And like the person 9 times out of 10, unless they're on like a full tear and they are pissed, will look at me and be like,
my bad, bro.
Yeah. and they'll stop and they'll like backpedal, because it's like, I feel it's rare that I tell somebody like, you're going too far right now.
Yeah.
Especially in an argument with me or like a conversation with me, I feel like I'm not too like often like,
yeah, that's kind of hard.
I'm stopping the conversation saying, you're far now. Like, this conversation is not happening.
Well, yeah, because I feel like 9 times out of 10, it's either been like, Jaxon loves being right? So it's either like Jaxon's right.
That's my other superpower.
Right? So it's either like Jaxon's right or this person, right? Because it's like very few times. There has been times where Jaxon's wrong and I'm right, and it's the best feeling in the world, and he hates it. But like when Jaxon's not right, usually the other person ends up getting pissed and just saying some outlandish shit. So it's kind of like one or the other, but Jaxon's pretty good about stopping it beforehand and knowing where it's going to go. I have been better about that and have been slowly like nipping it in the bud before I'm like, I see where this is going, and I'm now make the decision on whether or not I want to create chaos or not. It's like having that superpower, you know what I mean?
So basically just take a minute.
If you want to smoke,
if you're the person,
let it happen,
who did the dirtying,
stop being a shitty human being.
Well, okay. You know, maybe just apologize. Maybe do a little something. Show a little love. Show a little care.
And don't just be like I'm sorry, bro. Like, yo, I hella did this. I fucked up, and I'm going to be better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, say that shit with some intent.
And own up to what you did. It's very important. You can't just be like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's like, it's funny because a lot of people will be like, I'm sorry is not enough. And it's like, you don't understand how important an I'm sorry with me saying exactly what I did wrong
can
mean to somebody. because you saying out there and throwing it out there of like, I admit guilt. I know that I did this. I know that I called you this. I know that I brought this up. Indirectly, like, pleading guilty, I guess, or like, whatever you want to call it, will make a person instantly be like, damn, they acknowledge that they're the problem. Yeah. They acknowledge, like, this is not okay. It can completely change, like, the way somebody views how an argument or a conversation goes. Anyway.
And a lot of people don't even understand, like, what damage they did, to what extent, you know what I mean? So it's like, sometimes, like...
Yeah, we're not mind readers. It's okay. Just talk about it.
Yeah, bro.
But anyway, that's being done dirty, dude.
That's like a very, like, we like tip of the iceberg. Like, I feel like we can keep going. There's like obviously several.
I think that
if you want a specific, like,
deep dive
into like how to deal with something when it comes to being done dirty, just drop it in that bitch and we'll
or just something in general that you want us to talk about.
Yeah, like, just let us know what's up. Because obviously we want to be able to give you something where you can feed into it and really, like, let your mind eat it,
Yeah. But anyway, this water's getting kind of stinky from all the dirt, so let's come up for air, brother.
I'm tired of you and your cringy ass shit.
I'm tired of digging holes, Grandpa. That's another Holes reference for you, the hit Disney film.
So, I'm going to come up. I want to come up on disappearing, bro. I was just telling Jaxon in a very emotional state of mind before this podcast that if I had the possibility to just poof like some Fairly Odd Parent for like 2 to 3 months, bro, in the abyss of nothing, I probably would. And I know there's a lot of people out there like that. And my advice to you would be to go talk to somebody, bro. I think the biggest thing for that is, like, whether it be a homie or just honestly a fucking random. Just tell somebody how you're feeling, bro, because that shit built up is like, that shit fucking sucks, dude. When you feel like the walls are closing in and you feel like, ain't nobody hearing shit. And it's just a bunch of shit floating around in your head. Talk to somebody, man, because 9 times out of 10 you're not the only one feeling like that. Yeah, I've just really been in my own head lately, and I don't know, I always like talking about it in case somebody else who is listening needs to hear it. But you're doing a great fucking job, dude, or woman, dudette, if you will. I'm proud of you. Fucking love you, dog. For all the audio listeners, it's me dapping you up. But yeah, man, keep pushing, because obviously somebody gives a fuck about you. Even if you don't think so, there's somebody out there. Has to be at least one person who genuinely cares about you. And if there isn't, care about yourself, dog. You know what I mean? See where your life ends up taking you. Yeah. Gang shit. What about you, dog?
I want to talk about Thanksgiving.
It's my favorite holiday. Not really, but it's my favorite.
Brandon?
It's a smoking holiday for me.
Brandon?
What's up, dog?
Brandon. It is Thanksgiving on Thursday. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving, gang.
Brandon? What is your favorite side dish?
Ooh. Mac and cheese. Like homemade mac and cheese. Like that good sound like some...
Nope.
You know? Or green bean casserole, low key, with like the crunchy onions on top. That shit's gas.
No.
Green bean casserole.
Crunchy onions. Crunchy onions are gas, though.
Nah, them crunchy onions on top of the green bean casserole go
Gas.
crazy. That shit's fire, dude.
Wiggle.
Yeah, that shit fire, dude. My whole body did not feel good for about 2.3 seconds.
You good?
Yeah, just did.
Think about those crunchy onions.
Like, I felt like my heart in my throat type shit.
Ooh.
Yeah, that did not feel good.
No.
But yeah, it gotta be like mac and cheese and that green bean casserole. Yeah. But instead, we make pork shoulders and ham for Thanksgiving. Cause fuck a turkey.
True. Ham's goated.
Ham is so goated. And for Christmas, we make ham.
Christmas. We talked about this last episode. But Christmas, we do Mexican food.
Oh yeah, that's right. Some whack ass Mexican. No, I'm just playing.
I like stuffing.
Stuff you.
I like stuffing though, and I like bread, like rolls. What, brother?
There's so many sides, bro.
Dog, I will give you some of these rolls. And this motherfucker just said,
I will give you
some of these rolls.
What are they, Hawaiian rolls?
No, they're Mormon rolls.
You look like a Mormon.
Kinda. Well, not anymore. Not with the hair.
LOL. LOL.
But
don't let him lie to you. He still has his chastity belt in his closet.
I don't think you know anything about Mormons. I don't need a chastity belt. I have magic underwear.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. I forgot.
Stupid.
There was a kid who got bullied out of school for that.
So anyway.
Oh, that was so sad.
Yeah, no, dude. They're really good. Trust me, you're going to try one and you'll be like, damn, that's pretty gas.
It's just going to be bread.
I mean, yeah, but like, bread can be like good. Different types of bread.
Bread is good. You're right.
Yeah, different types of bread, different types of making bread.
So much shit for Thanksgiving. This motherfucker said bread.
Dog, what do you want from me?
Anything
you know what my
else?
dad loves? My
yams.
No, my grandma makes a special type of stuffing. You want to know what this stuffing is? It's just fucking mashed potatoes and ground beef with so much salt and pepper. That's it.
Yeah, I can't do that. It sounds very
white.
Yeah.
Yeah, my dad loves that shit. She makes like a little mini pot of it for him, and he's the only one who eats it every year.
Yeah. I mean, love your pops, bro.
But also psycho shit.
Yeah, that's crazy.
No, we bully him for it every year.
Honestly, as you should. Respectfully.
Hello.
Yeah. But, yeah.
What's your guys' favorite Thanksgiving food?
Yeah, drop that shit down, bro. What's the go-to?
What's the go-to? Also, ham versus turkey. If you say turkey, you're wrong, but...
If you say turkey, you're a sociopath.
Dude.
Respectfully.
Turkey's for the streets.
Facts. Unless, I'll tell you what.
Turkey's for the coops.
The one time that I did enjoy turkey, my dad smoked it, and like it was like actually like moist, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And it actually tasted pretty good. He seasoned it really well.
Let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Let's get the fuck out of here. Brennan, where can they find you?
You can't.
Everything's gone.
I'm gone. My digital footprint is no longer there. You can find me at KillerB420 on Twitch, Instagram, and Twitter, and KillerB on TikTok.
And you can find me at RQ on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok.
And you can find us at Coming Up for Aircast on Instagram and Up for Aircast on Twitter and TikTok. Gang shit, no lame shit. Don't be a shitty ass human being. Don't do nobody dirty.
If you like this episode or this podcast, make sure to follow it. Make sure to subscribe. Leave a comment down below telling us ideas, things you want to hear. And make sure to rate the podcast and like it and all that stuff. I don't know how YouTube works. Papa kiss.
Papa kiss.
But anyway, guys.
Later.
See you next Wednesday.